field and tells him to keep moving, keep his distance, and don't let him grab him. Then she...
You know what I've realized about Oliver? Either he's partially deaf, or there's nothing in his head. His ears are just connected by a tube. Because Mark tells him, don't come or go home. What do he do? Stay. He says, don't come here. What does he do? Come here, come there. She said, keep moving, keep your distance, don't let him grab you. What is good, y'all? Ayo, Scarman 444. Come to the front, my boy. So you've been asking me for this for months. And bro, I respect the consistency, the persistence, the patience. And today I'm giving you what you want. Today we are checking out Kage the Don. And we're going to check out their latest video, which is an Invincible versus Conquest video titled When Invincible Beat the Dentures Out of Conquest to Save Earth. Now, if y'all have been tapped in the channel, you know I've checked out this fight a few times. But let's see what Kage the Don got. I've looked at his channel a little bit. He do a lot of Naruto stuff. Y'all know that's my favorite mainstream anime, bro. So hey, I gotta lock in. If y'all enjoy this, hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock it in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoy my reaction, please do the same for your boy. Let's get to it.
Okay, so boom, the scene kicks off.
Okay, I like the boom on the slam.
Workers clean up the aftermath of the pandemonium that occurred just a couple minutes ago. He still hasn't fully recovered from the fact that he just finished getting jumped and beaten by his evil twins from another dimension. All at the hands of this man right here. I know, Buddy's head looks like a ball sack. I'd be mad too. While in the midst of having a breakdown, a giant figure suddenly appears and blocks the sunlight in front of him. Now, after all he's been through, you think that the...
You know, I'm mad at y'all, bro. Everybody who did this video, I'm mad. Nobody used the white chick sound effect. What happened to the sun? If y'all know, you know, bro. No one used that. Somebody do that, bro.
A large figure would be some sort of ally appearing just in time to pull him out of his emotional rut. But it was in fact the opposite. Because when the camera
walking trauma
around, we see this when the camera turned around.
Who getting fired here? Who is getting fired here? Is the cameraman getting fired, or is whoever this fool is doing the flip? I don't know.
We see this diseased-ass, old-ass Billy Blanks built nigga staring him down. Now, it's one thing to just look big. But
he built like Sam Sulek.
To look big and tough, and he definitely checks both boxes. This man has, without a doubt, been through some tough times. He got a metal arm, one good eye, a hairline so far back it must have been left on planet Viltrum, and not to mention his teeth are throwing up gang signs in his mouth. Nigga snacks on straight nuts.
No, why ain't nobody talking about that damn scar too, bro? The scar, it's not even just on his eye like Kakashi. This shit go all the way to his scar touch his hairline and then touch his cheek at the same time.
Bolts, what is going on? He eventually starts talking about how he's here to make him fulfill his duties. But this Nimrod Invincible's talking about some...
This isn't a good time.
This isn't a good time? He acting like his mom politely asked him to do a chore. I'm not sure you understand the urgency of this situation. This nigga has a mustache in the big 2025. He is clearly not sane. He is going to eat you alive. Conquest then gives him one last chance to rethink his decision, but this man Invincible doubles down and says,
"This is..."
You know, the only people who got mustache in like 2025 is ex-military and cops. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know, or if you from like Texas, you got a mustache. But outside of that, I don't see nobody with just a mustache.
My fault. So the only thing I want to do right now is hit something.
So like a dog itching for a bone, he enthusiastically accepts his challenge and guns straight towards him. And now, both of them are zooming towards each other, ready to start boxing. They clash in the air and start grappling with each other for a little bit until Conquest decides to bash his expired hairline into Invincible's face, then choke slam him straight into the ground, creating
Why is your hairline on your neck?
This nasty shock wave. Conquest then begins to go on a rant, but not one pertaining to to Viltrum's desires. He instead starts filling Invincible in on his own sick, twisted, selfish desires, talking about the truth is,
I want you to resist.
See, I knew this man was sick in his head. He's probably not even getting paid for this. He here right now.
Absolutely not.
Conquest then reaches out to grab Invincible, but he refuses to go down that easy. So he whips around and hits him with this soft-ass punch to the chin. Nigga, what is this?
Hey, no lie, no cap. That's the same punch Whis would have hit Piccolo with if he didn't take his hands off him, bro. Y'all remember that? That's Zesty Whis. Whis be acting zesty 99% of the time. And then he turned into a thug when you touch him and he don't want you to. Like, if Goku put his arm around and was playing, he'd probably be like, but if you talking crazy or you kind of the op at the moment, you put his, boy, that man, he might up the angelic switch.
I could have ate that blow. If you don't punch that man through the ozone layer, look at how hard he's smiling. That was a tickle to him. No blood, no destruction, no points. I gotta see at least one or the other for each blow to count.
Damn, we doing the point system?
Invincible must have heard me hating because he immediately full form tackles this nigga through a bunch of buildings. But just as I was about to grant this man some aura points, the camera cuts to a bunch of rubble and we see this nigga Conquest punch his way out the debris with not a scratch on him, then disrespectfully pick up Invincible like he's a toy and grab him by his neck again. Are you serious?
I would have slapped him first, honestly.
And end up like this. Lock in. The sudden restriction of oxygen must have made him realize that his girl will be watching the highlight reel of this fight when she wakes up. So he immediately
watching the highlight reel? If anything, she gonna be looking for her own highlights, you know?
chops Conquest's hands off his neck, double fist bonks him on each side of his head, then flamboyantly kicks him back 20 yards. So hold on now, you can't tell me that kick was not a little zesty.
Nah, it is.
Invincible then zooms over to the senior citizen and starts really wailing on him. He hits him with back-to-back jabs, then finally draws blood with this nasty uppercut, sending Gramps flying. While in the air, Invincible double hand punches him even higher. Then to stun on you niggas who can't fly, he hits y'all with a loop-de-loop for funsies and punches this nigga into...
You know Batman and Flash saw that one, bro. From whole different universe, whole different, like, you know, realm. Just like, bro, niggas who fly always gotta do the most, bro. We see that you can fly, bro. Just get back to the scrapping.
Space. Okay, Mark. Niggas get a little bit of Super Punani and start acting different. This just might be the best version of Invincible I've seen the whole show. But let's not jump the gun, because this man still couldn't beat a crippled, low-ranked, pure-blooded Viltrumite by himself on his best day. And Conquest made sure to reaffirm that belief, because after that man got done tumbling through space from that punch, this psychopath stared Invincible down, grinning with all 14 jacked up teeth, then blew a bubble with his own blood and shaped it into a heart. Marcus Cornelius Grayson, listen to me and listen to me well.
Is Cornelius really his middle name, or did you just make up something?
Marcus Cornelius Grayson, listen to me and listen to me well. There is not a strategy, there is not a weapon or move in your arsenal that can save you now. Please fly to another planet and go get help. But Conquest wouldn't even let him get the chance, because after flicking his crystallized blood heart, he hits Invincible with the most devious grin and slams that boy back into Earth's stratosphere. Now, they're both taking turns trying to dislocate each other's jaw. That is until Invincible breaks free by kneeing him in his stomach. Then he proceeds to antagonize
I would hit him in the nuts.
Talking about some, you still sure this is gonna go your way? But for those of you who aren't fluent in bitch nigganese, what he really said was, do you still need to fight? Because I'm not trying to box for real. But unfortunately for him, Conquest is not a pretender.
Nope.
He is really about that action. So like the crash out god himself would say, he absolutely has to. He's getting active regardless of if his opponent wants to fight or not. So after letting him...
Bruh. Somebody. If I have to do it, I just have to do it, right? I need, if y'all seen the most recent Hood solo leveling, I need Big Egress, the blood red on Pyru, that, hey, you need that cuz, or hey, you need that blood? I need somebody to take that audio and throw it over this fight. It would, Boy, that'd be banger, bro. You need that, boy. Boy, let me. All right, y'all got 24 hours. 48. That's a lot of editing. If y'all don't do it, fine. I'll do it myself.
Him know that he still has plans on annihilating him, he teleports to him and knocks him straight into a stage 4 concussion, sending him hurling to the ground. Oliver, watching from home, now scared that Mark won't even remember him after the CTE causing blow he just received, decides that he has no choice but to go and help his brother. He talking about something that's not too far away. I can go help. Mark can barely keep himself alive out there. Now he gotta worry about you too. Not you want him to lose. This boy does not think. Luckily for him, his mom at the worst time possible actually lets him join Mark on the battlefield and tells
like
him
I said before, least favorite son.
And don't let him grab him. Then she lets little Oliver run off while trying to hold back her tears. But peep how good old lovely Polly Paul comes trying to hold his distance and don't let him grab him. Join Mark on the battlefield and tells him to keep moving, keep his distance, and don't let him grab him. Then she.
You know what I realized about Oliver? Either he's partially deaf or there's nothing in his head. His ears are just connected by a tube. Because Mark tells him, don't come or go home. What do he do? Stay. He says, don't come here. What does he do? Come here, come there. She said, keep moving, keep your distance, don't let him grab you.
Lets little Oliver run off while trying to hold back her tears. But peep how good old lovely Polly Paul consoles his wife. To all the husbands out there, take some
Hey, Mary!
Your boys are strong, Dad.
They've been in these situations before and made it through.
Nigga, you just want some coochie tonight.
We then cut back to the battlefield, and that last blow has him fighting for his life. But the man doesn't even get
Hey,
it.
look, all I'm saying is that Gorilla Grip kept Omni-Man for 17, 18, whatever years. So must be something crazy going on down there, you feel me?
To cough up his blood in peace. Cause like the asteroid that took out the dino, this brolic ass wide back man comes crashing into Mark, causing Avenger level amounts of destruction. Now
Avenger?
slapping this boy
I think that's a
around,
little light.
making towers drop like Brandon Knight. But after blowing up a truck and skipping across the ground, this man is ready to call it quits. So once Conquest gets
Animators
into
weren't, though.
sight, this fraudulent bum raises his hand and tells him to stop. All Invincible fanboys and girls, I'm warning you now, I'm about to defry this man. So if you're a heavy Invincible D-Rider, I advise you to go ahead and also book a psychiatric evaluation because you clearly need help. Let me start by saying, I've never hated a superhero protagonist this much in my life. If I had $1 for every time this nigga Mark has gotten his ass beat, I'd have 5. Hold on, let me see how much Tesla's worth. How much is Tesla worth?
I'm really ready.
I'd be able to buy Tesla
Damn.
twice. That boy stayed.
Hold on. Kage, if you see this, I just want to know, who worse, Takemichi or Mark? Let me know. Because Mark do be crying. They both be crying, they both be getting their ass whooped. So who is worse, Takemichi from Tokyo Revengers or Mark Grayson, aka Invincible?
Stays with a black eye like Diddy stays with baby oil. And what makes it worse is the fact that his name is Invincible. They couldn't have given him a more undeserving name. Talking about some Invincible. No, that man is very Vincible. The Vinciblest Viltrumite I ever did see. Invincible. Call that nigga Vincent. Regular ass name for a regular ass punk. Conquest is tired of his fraudulent activities too. Because this man cuts him off mid-plea, grabs him by his neck, and choke slams that man into the ground. This kinky old man, he stay grabbing necks. You're having a bit too much fun. But he even pins Mark down some more and brushes his hair to the side. Oh no, that brother is starving. Now before Mr. Kinky Man,
Is it messed up that watching him brush his face while he hold him down, this reminds me of I'm So Lonely by Meat Canyon. If that video hasn't come out yet on the channel, wait for it. If y'all haven't seen it already, wait for it. Let's both get traumatized. You know, I'm already traumatized now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm spreading it. All right. That's my toxic trait. I spread the trauma that is Meat Canyon across the internet even more.
and could take this scene to somewhere that would require it to be put on another platform. Oliver finally pulls up to the scene and uppercuts the hell out of Gramps. He then zooms over there to give Conquest the business
It's bad every
Knocked
time.
Oliver off the ground like a basketball, then grabbed him by his leg. I know the majority of you had your pearls clutched, but clenched, talking about some, no, don't kill Oliver. But not me. I was standing on my table yelling at the TV to kill that boy. Kill him now. This little purple grape been pissing me off the whole show. He was cute as a baby, I'll give him that. But once he got his powers, he started doing too much. Every day he wanted to jump in and fight alongside Invincible, constantly defying Mark and his mom. Mark needs help. Mark needs help. Mark needs you to sit the down. Conquest soon begins to question the boy, but he doesn't get much out of him because before he could even get a response, Invincible fly kicked the arthritis out of his back. Now Invincible and Oliver are
He just limbered him up there.
This man slowly approached them. Oliver, refusing to back down, gears up to throw hands with Gramps, but Vincent is tired of asking him to go home nicely, so he quickly
You really are calling this man Vincent now.
he grabs him by
Hey, yo, V. I'ma send this motherfucker to you. Yeah, V, I'm sending you this video. I'm sending you both, my reaction and the original. Yeah.
his collar, tells him to leave, and chucks him to the side before getting tackled by Conquest. Now, Conquest is lecturing this boy while smashing his head through a bunch of buildings. Once he's done cleaning the streets with his face, he chucks Mark at a car and tries to punch him through the engine, but Mark rolls out the way. Finally, Mark counters with a nasty head. It actually hit him so hard that he unlocked the triple replay. Had that man leaning, this is what I like to see.
Dropped him down to one knee like he proposing.
Nasty ass man ruins the moment when he opens his eyes and says,
Almost there.
"What? Almost where? Oh, no, he's getting bricked up from this. Is this
He
a
been
fight
bricked
or a
up.
mating ritual to him? I don't even know anymore." Unfortunately for Mr. Freak-a-leak over here, Mark does not swing that way, so he rushes towards him and clocks him with a nasty right hook. Then a left, right, left, right, left, right, bitch. Left, right, bitch. I got cars, yeah. Left, right, wait, hey. My bad, yo. That Cardi and Uzi reunion got me acting different. Mark then grabs him by his collar and starts wailing on him. But his punches might as well be 4-for-4 because my man was eating those.
Just eating them, bro. Just standing there.
Just lets him get a couple more in until he finally catches this punch and
See, what's even worse is he kept turning his head back straight. Like if a punch really hurting, you're not turning your head back to get hit in the same spot or even close to the same spot. You gonna be and then put the hand up. He's looking at you, watching you punch him in the face. Like I thought it was just because of the hand placement before. He's looking back.
Conquest
Every time I look at this fight, I see something new.
He finally catches this punch and rises to his feet. And this is when I knew Conquest was done playing games. Now he's dragging and whipping Mark when I knew.
I want y'all to know that's me and like if I ever fought Zion, that's how I feel like it would look, bro. Like dead ass. Like if I would I don't know why the fuck I would fight Zion, but if I ever fought Zion, about like or Shaq. Maybe Shaq. I think Shaq is a better height adjustment. I think Zion. I forget how tall he is. Isn't he like 6'6"? Let me see. Y'all know we do this on the channel. Every video gets like a mandatory. Every 10th video gets a mandatory Google. Yeah, he's 6'6". So I don't think it's quite this bad. So me and Shaq. I'm underselling my height a little bit.
Knew Conquest was done playing games. Now he's dragging and whipping Mark around the city again. This man even took it back to Skate 3 and turned Mark into a skateboard. He's just doing stuff at this point. Conquest is now on one knee.
The pain music.
Smack to him, essentially destroying the little confidence Mark had left. He didn't even have any comebacks for him either. He was too focused on deciphering whether that's piss, shit, or blood in his pants. That boy is 100% leaking every substance humanly possible right now. Conquest can clearly see that Mark is finished, so he stops cooking it and raises his fist in the air to finish the job. But right before he could throw the punch, Oliver sees
Redemption.
the guy kicking the taste out of his mouth. Now Oliver's trying to give Mark hope, talking about we can take him down together. You can't fight him alone.
But look at him, he's old as dirt.
And this is when I had to let out a little bit more Oliver hate, because who is he talking to? Old as dirt. Do you know who's in the dirt? Your mother. That powerless knockoff Chimera ant got packed up by Father Time in less than a year.
Damn.
You wish she could have been old as dirt. Nah, fuck this
Damn.
little break.
Damn.
Conquest, now intrigued by the boys.
He didn't have to violate his mama like that, bruh. Conquest is old as shit. You had to violate his mama, bro.
Confidence rushes towards them.
You really hate this man.
Mark then punches Oliver through a bunch of buildings with his metal fist. That man punched him so hard that he knocked the rest of his baby teeth out. Tooth Fairy is about to be confused as hell tonight. But to make things even worse, Conquest rushed over to him, grabbed him with both hands, and began to literally pull him apart. He could hear the bones slowly cracking inside. This is not a Viltrumite. This is Satan. Mark manages to get himself together fast enough to recognize that Oliver is being used as a slinky, so he zooms over to him and tackles Conquest, forcing him to drop Oliver. But mid-tackle, Gramps grabs Mark's head and punches it so hard that it shattered the glass around him. Invincible surprisingly
Broly and Goku from the first Broly movie.
Must have been a little spicy, because this man Conquest decides to turn up the heat by using this nigga's face to blend up hundreds of people. Oh, nah, how do you mentally recover from this? They're gonna have to come up with a new name for what this man's gonna have, because PTSD does not even seem like enough. Mark couldn't stand to end any more lives, so he finally broke free from his grasp and struck him with a torqued up punch. But to our surprise, it wasn't a building that he collided with this time. It was instead the underrated princess herself, Adam Eve, who gave him something.
Okay, so this is interesting. Out of like the 2 or 3 videos I've watched of this fight, Kage the Don says that Adam Eve is underrated. I mean, after this fight, I don't think she's underrated. I just don't think that she be going hard enough, bruh. But like, if you know just how powerful she really is.
To crash into. Okay, Miss Eve, baddie alert. Don't let Dr. Umar find this video, but this is some milk I wouldn't mind drinking. And don't be fooled by her looks. She is most definitely about that action. So now that she's on the scene, Mark's chances of winning have now gone from 1% to 2%.
Pretty much.
Yeah, nigga, you thought. She's nice, but let's be for real. Conquest then rushes over to Eve.
The Avengers won in like 14 million.
Gramps touch her, so he rushes in to restrain him. But Conquest is not playing around anymore, so he bumps him in his head. Then karate chops his leg so hard that it breaks and starts gushing blood. You see how niggas get in front of beautiful women and start doing too much? Not one of his bones was broken off fight, but the minute Adam Eve pulls up on the scene, he wanna start showing out. She's not gonna.
Also, like, I bet I could take any of y'all. Get off the sofa right now. Come, we go outside. I could karate chop you as hard as I could put my heart and soul in it. I'm not breaking your fucking, what is it, femur? Like, at this point, after you break the femur, you would think that there is nothing Mark could do to get the W. Nothing, absolutely. He broke his femur with a karate chop, bruh.
To give you any pun, young sir, you can tone it down. Mark, too affected by his injury to stay in the air, comes crashing to the ground, and now Eve is left to face Conquest one-on-one. So she hits us with this Powerpuff Girl-ass transformation, and now she's ready to take on
Magical
Conquest.
girl-ass
So Gramps
transformation.
is not phased at all by her new armor, so he rushes in to get the first hit in, but his punch is abruptly halted because this girl increased the density of the air. Yup, she about to cook for real, let me get the plate out. Eve even had Conquest shocked. He talking about some what? Yeah, I bet this wasn't on the scouting report. She then sculpts this giant spiky mallet, and now she's got this man on his heels. That was until he caught.
The only problem I have with the mallet is it seemed like she hit him with the flat end every time. So what the fuck was the spikes for?
this attempt, then punched the mallet, causing it to shatter. Gramps can hear her breathing hard, so he rushes at her while shattering through her barriers one by one, stating that he can tell she's getting tired. And her response to that was very witty and a little corny, talking about some
Tired of your bullshit.
oh, it's so funny. She then uses the shattered mallet to form a bubble around
the way
her
she
legs,
locked in right here, we'll let it slide.
these two spiky balls. She knows she's got the upper hand right now, so she keeps hitting him with a barrage of attacks until finally he locks in, then smashes this arrow with one hand. And just by the aura emitted by that block, I knew her reign had come to an end. He then rushes towards her and smashes the armor off one leg, then the other. Then he grabs her by her arm and shatters her helmet with a headbutt. And finally, he rips the armor off her arm with ease. Now,
Be proud, you were strong.
Took the time to talk some more smack, but this demon wasted no time and punched her jaw off her face. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he then straightened his fingers and shoved his hand straight through her stomach. When I tell you, my jaw was on the floor, disconnected from my head in shock.
Also, F. Stephen A. Smith, bro.
You would have thought me and Eve were jawless twins. I knew for sure she was finished. She is not a Viltrumite. She is a regular human being. That brain-blasting punch was more than enough, but the...
I love how you blurred it the first time and then let it run.
Her insides begin to crash to the ground, so Mark musters up enough strength to fly in and catch her. And now he's begging and pleading with her to stay with him. Now I know you guys think of me as the most hard-body thug to ever grace this earth, but guys, I have a heart.
I don't know you.
The scene was dead ass a tearjerker. The emotion-filled lover stare down, the desperation in his voice. I almost reached for a tissue. That was until the camera switched sides and showed the other half of her face. Nigga, if you don't get her Walking Dead zombie-looking face the fuck off my screen, nigga, I'm eating.
Man, why the fuck you up on switch at your TV? What was on the TV? I'm sorry. I know we talking about this emotional moment, but
Walking Dead zombie looking face the fuck off my screen, nigga, I'm eating. And the moment was extra soiled when the camera cut to Conquest's sick self licking Eve's blood off his hand. No. This nigga has to have a record back on Viltrum. I gotta see his file cause I know it's devious. Invincible, now filled with rage, rushes towards Conquest.
I'll say it for you. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow. I don't care. I don't care how many times I have to stop an Invincible video to say them lines. It was the coldest lines of the episode. And Conquest talks a lot. And that's still the coldest to me, bro.
And they both collide, but it surely wasn't any ordinary collision. Those two hit each other so hard that they both destroyed each other's arm. Mark's injury, of course, being much more devastating. That boy even stuck that junk in the camera lens to give us a close-up. Brother, we see it. Do you want to make it better? Invincible wasn't even fazed by the injury though, because he wasted no time hitting Conquest with a left hook, then a right kick. Gramps then locks in and dodges the next two attacks. Then he bear hugs him and starts taunting him. But Invincible is done fighting with honor. So this man takes a Choji-sized bite out of his right trap, forcing him to throw.
Why you do that to my boy?
Knucking and bucking in the air. Meanwhile,
Big back Choji ain't gonna let that slide.
Now she's floating in the air. Invincible finally has Conquest right where he wants him, and now he's beating that man into the dirt. But for a fraction of a second, he gets distracted by Eve's sudden resurrection, and that was all Conquest needed to flip the script. He grabbed Invincible by his neck, kneed him in his back, then slammed him into the ground. And now his hand is around his neck again, except this time he leans in close and whispers in his ear.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me.
Why you figure?
I feel so alone I could cry, but I don't. Take it to your grave.
And on everything I love, a shiver went down my spine. This man starts choking him out so hard he begins to cry. He was really holding on for dear life. But just before he could send him to the afterlife to get jumped by the people he destroyed with his face,
baby girl
beams out a blast so hot it burns the skin off of Conquest. But this creep refuses to stay.
It burnt the fit and the skin, bro. And them Viltrumite suits, they kind of tough.
So to ensure that he's down for good, he turned around and clocked him with his good arm. He hops on top of him and gives him a good 2 punches. But this heathen catches his punch and crushes his hand. Conquest begins to get a little too cocky because he thinks Invincible has nothing left to beat him with, but that is exactly when Invincible started headbutting the life out of him. I don't even think I can show this part without the channel getting wiped off the platform. The aftermath was so grotesque that I had to pause the show and go rinse out my eyes. Invincible, now certain that Conquest is dead, crawls over to Eve's naked limp body, tells her he loves her, and passes out, thus putting an end to an insane squabble. The stakes, the drama, the gruesomeness, just peak on peak on peak. Chef's kiss. Invincible gets a B+. He did in fact get the dub, but I'm not gonna forget that he almost died like 15 times. It took 2 pull-ups and a resurrection to barely get the win. You are still sorry. Eve gets an A-. She was definitely putting in work for a little there. Not to mention she came
A-. I don't know about an A-. I give her a solid B. A solid B. Because if she didn't do this part right, well, I guess she would have died. I'm gonna give her a B, bro. I'm gonna give her a B. B is impressive. C is you. Honestly, Oliver got a C. You got 2 good hits in. You didn't really draw blood. Same, but at least you can't. At least she had some style with it. And then she did ultimately. I don't know if you count that as blood. She burnt the skin off this man. So a B is good. Oliver got a C. Invincible, you got the dub, but you needed help. I'm a tough grader. An extreme B+ or an extreme A-. Like it's like a 89.5. If you round up, it's an A-. If you don't, it's a B+. You know, that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Came back from the dead to hit a clutch buzzer beater to save Invincible's life. I gotta give her flowers for that. Oliver gets a D for don't let me catch your ass back outside. Go watch some Coco Melon. What the fuck? And finally, Conquest gets an A. I've always been one to appreciate a good mentally unstable, fearsome thing, and Conquest most definitely checked every box. But it still wasn't enough because as nice as he thought he was, he must have forgot that he wasn't this.
Really want to know.
Okay. Good Kage the Nine video, bro. I see, Scarman, why you wanted me to check it out. All right, I see why you wanted me to check him out. I already done subscribed because I wanted to see when he dropped, the latest video. I hit him with the goodness. Y'all saw that Battle Beast is getting a comic book. Now, after the comic, the comic needs to be good. I'm not gonna say that, whether it's, Invincible is good or bad. I ain't read the comic, but I want it to be good. And then I want it to be adapted. Because if you've kind of went down the rabbit hole, right? You know what happens to Battle Beast. You know his story. But where did his story begin? Because we saw him back in season 1. He left. Like, I want to see all that. Also, Kage the Don, like I said before, you be doing Naruto videos, bro. I love Naruto videos. I like your style, too. Honestly, you played out a lot more scenes than I've probably seen before. So, I'm going to stay tapped in with you, my boy. Scarman, again, good job. Also, Alexander Smith, what is it? 1249? You also told me to check out Kage the Don, bro. Hey, Kage the Don, you got some real, steppers in your community, bro. They really be pulling up hey, he liked that. So shout out to y'all. If y'all enjoyed this, hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock it in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoyed my reaction, please do the same for your boy. This has been your boy, Reggie Wolf. I'm signing out. Peace.